naughty number 2. I was inspired by Doc 1 last week to cook some Chinese food. Dave came in just as I was starting and he said, "What's that lovely smell?" "Ginger," I said. "Oh, I love ginger." We're in the company here of friends and family, and it's an amazing opportunity to celebrate the day for Dave and Ev, and it's been a privilege for me to be a small part in that. You'll be glad to hear I'm going to keep my speech short and sweet, just like Ev, not long and boring. Dave had a present delivered at the house this week, and in his excitement, he ripped it open, and just inside was one single grain of rice. "Who's this from?" he asked. "I think that's from your Uncle Ben." It was indeed Peter Parker's Uncle Ben that finally got around to saying what Franklin Roosevelt planned to say in the speech that he died the day before, saying, "Great power brings great responsibility." And we all know that being a best man and saying a speech comes with a degree of responsibility. But it has also brought me a great deal of power over the day leading up to today. Every little rude comment, deed, slip of the tongue from Dave in the past 8 months, I've wielded the threat of mentioning it today. And the numerous teasings of mankinis being tied to lampposts. It's been great to see Dave working out whether I'm serious or not. It was, however, a crocodile suit that we dressed Dave up on Tuesday for a stag do. Evelyn, I think he's pretty keen to show to you this evening. Now he's finally snapped you up. It's my formal responsibility to thank Dave for his toast to the bridesmaids, Doreen here, and to the flower girls, Mari and Bethan. You all look fantastic today, so thanks Dave for doing that. Slow down. Now, I've had a few issues in preparing my speech today, and so I've prepared just a rough outline, and hoping that the detail and sort of other little bits will come to me in the moment. And I think so far we're doing okay, and so I'd just like to move on about some of Dave's qualities. There's nothing. I'd like to move on to his foibles and annoying habits. I feel quite overwhelmed. Evan, you've got your work cut out. It wouldn't be fair to say any more. Other than living with Dave in the past year has been different from living with Dave pre-Evelyn. And it's constantly like he's got the blinkers on, and this little world of his and Evelyn's. And it's quite amusing sometimes. I was curious to see what the world looked like, so I made a pair of these. It's really hard. Indeed, if you'd like to experience the world of Dave or Evelyn, you can take them. It's really amazing that they've achieved anything. I'd just like to share with you, from my perspective, how Dave and Ev got together. And seeing as Dave and I have gone through this experience sharing a flat, a small flat, I'm pretty sure it's accurate enough to call it the truth. Dave and Ev worked together back in the day at an amazing outdoor centre called Johnny, up the road a little bit. And at its time, it was the cutting edge in outdoor education. But it wasn't until they both left our Johnny and during the winter, 2 winters ago, that they struck up their friendship again with some skiing adventures in the Scottish hills. It was last spring when I returned to our joint after being away. That Dave and I were out on the golf course, and one evening Dave mentioned that he'd received a longer than normal email via Facebook from Evelyn, who was out in Chamonix at the time. She was due back in a week or so and has suggested that they met up in Aberdeen for another outdoor adventure. We chatted a little over my occasional shot and Dave's many. Clean already, Craig? And Dave had a wee glitz in his eye. In fact, I do remember praying for Dave before he headed off. And it was that weekend up in Aberdeen that began the journey that they continue today. And because after an evening out and a trip to the cinema, a lot of chatting, they had a wee cuddle goodnight. In Dave's words, neither of us let go. And being inspired by a prolonged cuddle, they sat down and chatted some more. Not just about what they were going to do in the moment, or indeed tomorrow, but actually they sat down and planned out a lot of their future life together. Indeed, Dave told me that they even spoke about having me as their best man and their concerns for my speech. I hope I'm not disappointing them. Despite my teasing about this slightly different approach, what I've realised is actually the amazing courage and commitment from both of them in that moment. And they laid down the foundations and parameters for them to grow and plan their future. Slow down. When you see her today, looking stunning as she does, with her striking red hair, her stunning blue eyes and amazing smile, you can see why Dave's heart was easily won over. She deserves a husband that's tall, strong, funny, caring, sensitive to her needs, passionate and able to provide. And Dave has a potential. It's definitely Dave that's the best man today. And I know you're only moving to Pitlochry. I'm going to miss you, man. I'm going to finish with a topical point and a word of advice. And with the Olympics upon us, I've been trying to find an appropriate sporting metaphor for today's proceedings. Dave, a new wife is like an Olympic velodrome, all sleek curves where the promise of dreams can be fulfilled. It does, however, need daily love and care, so it's not left an underused legacy. I wish to wish you both the very most and best for your exciting future that God has planned. Family and friends, Dave, Walshy 1 and Walshy 2. I'd like you to stand and to toast with me to love, to laughter, to Dave and Ev ever after.